guys, he's dead.
The killer is one of us.
I think for a lot of people, I'm generalizing, obviously not everyone is like this, but for some people, they start to freak out and realize that they're not as they haven't changed as much as they would have hoped they have, or maybe they've changed too much in a way that they don't like. Um, it just makes you sort of check in with yourself to see like where you're at and are you in the place that you want to be.
Hi, Nina. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. I love your office.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, my fun cinematic pop culture corner, if you will. Uh,
Obsessed.
and Canada says hello. It's wonderful
Hi.
to chat with you.
You do.
I did speak to the whole nation. They are all on board with the hello there for you.
I would have assumed, yeah. It would be rude if you hadn't, so.
Absolutely, absolutely. Honestly, it is a joy to speak with you. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Of course.
Um, let's start with the film itself. What is it that excited you about being a part of Reunion?
There's so many things that excited me about the movie, between the cast, obviously. I mean, I was one of the last people to get cast. I think Chase and I were the last two. So at that point, Jillian Bell was already set, Little Rel Howery, Michael Hitchcock, Jamie Chung, Billy Magnuson. So it just the chance to work with those people was, was exciting to me. And the script reminded me of Knives Out a little bit. It was much more broad than Knives Out, but I'm a fan of the genre, of the whodunit genre, and so there's a lot of elements. Obviously, the character was different than anything I'd done before, but yet similar in some ways, but it posed a challenge, and so I just wanted to be a part of it. Yeah.
Well, it is so fun, and you're right. I mean, not just Knives Out. There are a number of whodunits. They seem to be back. Even
Yeah.
the Poirot films are back, and all these things. Why do you think we keep coming back to the puzzle box films?
I don't know. People like things that are somewhat familiar and yet surprising, I suppose. We also shot this movie so long ago. It just took a really long time for it to come out. So I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like you're asking the wrong person, but I'm happy that it's back because I personally love it.
There are so much fun, and this film is both hilarious and has a solid mystery as well. Um, but reunions. I mean, the film itself takes a lot of time in the reunions, and I was wondering, in your mind, you know, what is it about the reunions that it seems to be such a nerve-wracking thing for people when the reunion comes up and they're brought in? Why do you think that is?
I think it's because all of a sudden there's a ticking time bomb, or there's a clock for the first time. We get so wrapped up in our day-to-day lives that you don't really notice how much time is passing, and then all of a sudden when a reunion comes up, you feel, not only do you feel your mortality, but you start to see how much time has passed, and then you start to reevaluate and compare your current self to your past self. And I think for a lot of people, I'm generalizing, obviously not everyone is like this, but for some people, they start to freak out and realize that they haven't changed as much as they would have hoped they have, or maybe they've changed too much in a way that they don't like. Um, it just makes you sort of check in with yourself to see like where you're at and are you in the place that you want to be. And if not, it like inspires people to sort of make changes, I would hope.
Yeah, there seems to be this almost comparison angle, and like you said, you're sort of on display, and we see that in these characters here in a fun way. But one of the things I know, the character of Ray is accused of acting like he's 18 years old, and I know we talked about this being a reunion, a high school reunion from 20 years ago roughly, and I was wondering if you think we ever really do grow up, or do we just take that personality and just carry it with us?
I think everyone's very unique. I think some people don't ever grow up, and I think some people grow up too much. I think the sweet spot is in the balance. I personally plan on never letting my soul grow up. Like I want to always have a playful energy to me. But I do want to mature and grow as an individual. And so it's striking that balance between the two, because you don't want to get so serious and grow up so much that you have no playful energy left and no joie de vivre, as they say in France.
Well, and actually that begs the question too. I mean, what was the environment like in your mind on set? Because it looked like you're having a lot of fun. Like, was it just sort of an element of play for you all on there?
For sure. Yeah. I mean, we were on set. Like once you got to set, you didn't go to we didn't go to our trailers. We were just like there. Because of like physical, constraints of where the set was. And it was actually great. Like I really liked hanging out with everyone. It made the experience more fun to be together the whole time. So yeah.
You can tell that in a film, you can often tell when the set is fun, if you
Mhm.
if you will. When a cast is really vibing with another, you can really sort of sense it, and you get that sense here with Reunion. There's a lot of joy within it. I was wondering, if you were to sit down with Amanda, whether the two of you would be able to hang out in high school or now.
Oh gosh. I mean, I could pretty much hang out with anybody for a day if I had to. But I feel like maybe in high school we'd probably hang. Like not hang, but I don't know, it's hard. I'd probably see her at a party in high school. I don't know if we'd be friends. She seemed a little aggressive and mean girly. So I don't know if I would have been down with that, but probably then more than now. The stiff politician thing isn't really my vibe.
Right, right. Well, but even that, her character seems to, like you said, she's sort of stiff, she's very focused, if you will. But by the end, there's an openness to her that sort of begins to come through, which I thought was great.
Yeah.
One of the things I thought was interesting about the film too, and we sort of touched on it a little bit too with reunions, is the idea of success. And certainly your character by social standards is a success. She's stepping into the political arena. Some of the other characters in a different place, and they seem to be sort of wrestling with the success of others. I was just in your mind, what do you think defines success?
Hmm. I mean, it's changed over the years, obviously. In my early 20s, success would have meant to just, business success, acting success in my case. But now it's similar to my answer earlier. It's finding a balance
Mm,
between a successful work life, but also success in your personal life, being happiness. If I think happiness, health, and family, if you have those three things, then you're more successful than anyone else in the world. Doesn't matter how much money you have, doesn't matter how many accolades you have. Your heart has to be in line with your brain and your happiness. And if you don't have that, then you're the least successful person in my mind.
yeah, I hear you. Absolutely.
And that's really hard, by the way. That's a daily practice. Like you have to work on that. It's not easy to just be happy. Like you have to work for your happiness, and you have to do you have to yeah, you have to challenge yourself and try to grow and try to evolve. And so yeah.
Y- Absolutely. And I honestly, Nina, the film is so much fun. I appreciate the time we've had. What
Thanks.
do you hope people take away from Reunion as we close up?
I hope they have a really fun time. I hope they laugh a lot, and I hope it provides a much needed escape from whatever they're doing in their life, and have a good, entertaining 90 minutes while they enjoy the film.
I really appreciate that. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.